Welcome back, students. In continuation with the online class series of biology class 12th and chapter number 2, that is sexual reproduction in flowering plants. In our previous video we have talked about all the types of the pollination and what are the various adaptations that the flowers adapt for being pollinated by various pollinating agencies. Now today we are going to talk about the various type of devices, that is the outbreeding devices and artificial hybridization technique. First, we are going to talk about outbreeding devices. As you all know that the majority of the plants, they are hermaphrodite in nature. Hermaphrodite means, you are very well acquainted with this word, hermaphrodite. P-H-R-O-D-I-T-E, hermaphrodite means when both the male and the female reproductive structures, they are present within the same flower. When both the male and female reproductive structures are present between the same flower. So these type of the flowers, that is the hermaphrodite flowers, they basically lead to autogamy, that is self-pollination, and continued self-pollination may lead to inbreeding depression. Which is going to further reduce the rigor, the quality and quality of the flowers which are going to be produced generation after generations. So just to escape from such type of conditions, that is not to go into inbreeding depression, a large number of the flowers, they have adapted various type of mechanisms so that the inbreeding depressions can be avoided, and a large number of the mechanisms, they are present in the nature, they are provided by the nature itself. So very first among them is, number one, no synchronization between the maturation of the pollen grains and pistil. Means there is no synchronization between the maturity time of both the pollen grains as well as the pistil. As we have already studied in our prior videos, that when the pollen grains and pistil, they both mature at the same time, then only they can fertilize, or then only they can lead to autogamy. But if this condition prevails, that is no synchronization, when there is no synchronization between the pollen and the pistil being matured, then it can easily avoid autogamy. So in these particular cases, in some of the flowers, the female reproductive part, that is the pistil, it matures priorly, and in some in some flowers, the male reproductive part, that is the pollen grains, they mature priorly. So there is no synchronization, and hence autogamy is very well avoided. Then second condition, that the position of the male and female reproductive parts is not pliable. Means the position of both the male and the female reproductive part they are not at such a position that the male reproductive part can easily fertilize the female reproductive part, that is the stigma of the pistil. That is, either the stigma, it is present at higher position, the stigma of the pistil is present at the higher position, so that the pollen grains, they do not fertilize at the top of the stigma, or we can or in other flowers the position may be just the reverse of it, that the stigma is present at the very lower level and the pollen grains, they are dispersed at a very higher level, so as they cannot easily fertilize the stigma. Hence again there is no chance of autogamy. Then in third case, self incompatibility. As we all know that when the pollen grains, they are shed off on the stigma, then they produce the pollen tube through which the male gametes, they travel towards the the egg or the ovule to fertilize it. But in certain cases, sometimes the pollen grains, they do not produce the pollen tube naturally, so as the male gametes, they do not reach up to the female gamete, that is the ovule. Such type of condition or such type of process is known as self-incompatibility. Now talking about the next, and that is the last, that is production of unisexual flowers. When we are talking about the unisexual flowers, then it might be the condition that the flower, it may produce either the male parts, then such type of the flowers are said to be the male flowers, or the flowers, they may produce only the female reproductive part and they are said to be the female flowers. Now the condition can be of two types, that is in first condition it can be that the male flowers and the female flowers both are born on the same plant. So the pollen grains of the male flower, they are going to travel towards the stigma of the female flower on the same plants. In such type of condition, autogamy will be avoided but not netogamy. But in other conditions such as papaya and all, both the male and the female flowers, they are born on the separate plants. In such conditions, both autogamy as well as netogamy, they are avoided. So these are all the devices which we have studied, which are listed under outbreeding devices, and which avoid inbreeding depressions. Now the second thing that we are going to talk about is artificial hybridization. Artificial hybridization, this type, it is a technique which most of the farmers, they very well use, so as to increase the quality as well as the quantity of the plant products. In such particular cases, the farmers, they introduce the pollen grains of desired characteristic features on the female flowers, which are again possessing the desired characteristic features of the farmers. That is, both the superior varieties, they are crossed together and brought up in the single individual, so as to increase the better quality as well as the quantity. That is to increase the yield as well as the quality of the plant products. But for achieving such things, again a large number of mechanism is required. That is, if the flowers, they are again bisexual in nature, then certain techniques, they are being followed. That is, very first is emasculation, And in emasculation technique, what happens? Emasculation is a process of removal of the male reproductive parts that is the stamens from the flower much before the pistil becomes mature and receptive. So emasculation is a technique in which the flowers, they are emasculated. Emasculation means a technique in which the male reproductive parts, that is the stamens, they are removed by any of the method, that is the mechanical method, or we can easily remove them with the forceps, or we can cut them with the scissors, and we can remove them so that much prior means much before time, before the pistil of the before the stigma of the pistil becomes receptive and matured. Then what we do, again this emasculation technique, it is followed by bagging technique. After removal of the androecium whorl, that is the stamens, after removal of the stamens, what is done? The stigmas or the pistil is very well covered up with a bag or a polythene, which is made up of butter paper or any of the papers, so as the pollination of undesired pollen grains can be very easily avoided. And now when the pistils, they have become mature, that is the stigmas, they have become receptive in nature, what is done? The pollen grains of the desired quality, they are dusted up on the stigmas, and again they are rebagged so as the further act of pollination can take place, that is fertilization event can proceed. In certain flowers which are already unisexual in nature, that is they are female flowers which are having only the pistil, that is they are said to be the pistillate flowers. In such conditions, emasculation technique is not required, but bagging is required much prior, before the stigmas they become receptive. And when the stigmas they become receptive, then again the pollen grains of the desired quality, they are dusted up upon the stigmas, and again then the stigmas are rebagged so that the further act of pollination can take place and fruit formation can easily proceed. So these are the two techniques today, that is outbreeding devices and artificial hybridization, we have talked about in this video. In the next video, we are going to talk about the other events, that is the pollen pistil interaction, which is an important event of the fertilization phase. Thank you.